To connect your Gmail account to n8n, open your preferred web browser, go to n8n.io and log into your account. Once your workspace finishes loading, click Create Workflow, give it a name like Gmail Test, and then click the plus button to add a new node. Search for Gmail and select the Gmail node from the list. When the node settings load on the right side of the editor, click the credential field and choose Create New Credential. You'll be prompted to select the credential type. Choose Gmail OAuth 2 API. A Sign In with Google button will appear. Click it, select the Google account you want to connect, enter your password if asked, and review the permissions n8n is requesting. Click Allow to complete the authorization, then return to the n8n editor. You'll see your new Gmail credential automatically selected in the Credentials field. Now that your Gmail account is authenticated, let's verify the connection by sending a test email. Under the Resource dropdown, keep it set to Message. For Operation, choose Send. In the To field, enter a test email address, ideally a second account you control, or an alternate address you can check. Fill in a subject line like n8n test and type a short message in the email body, such as, "This is a test from n8n." Review the email details to make sure everything looks correct. Then click the Execute Step button. The node will run, and you'll see a green checkmark and an output section showing the sent message's details, including its ID and thread ID. Open the recipient's inbox and confirm the email arrived successfully. If it appears, your Gmail connection is working perfectly. After confirming the send operation works, you'll want to explore retrieving emails. Change the operation dropdown from Send to Get Many or Search. This will expose new configuration fields like Search Filter and Limit. For Search Filter, you can use standard Gmail search syntax. For example, typing subject n8n test will return only emails with that exact subject line. Set a limit, such as 5, to avoid pulling too many results during testing. Execute the node again, and in the output panel you'll see an array of messages, each with fields like ID, thread ID, snippet, and labels. This data is what you would feed into other nodes. For instance, to log email subjects into a Google Sheet, or to extract attachments and save them to Google Drive. Let's talk about why you need to handle credentials carefully. The OAuth 2 authentication you just completed creates a secure token-based connection between n8n and Google. n8n never sees your Gmail password. Instead, it uses a refresh token to obtain short-lived access tokens whenever a node runs. This means you only authorize once, and the connection stays active until you manually revoke it or the token expires, which Google allows you to extend. One common pitfall is forgetting that OAuth tokens can expire after a set period, usually 6 months to a year for refresh tokens. If your workflow suddenly stops working after months of reliability, check your Gmail credential in n8n. You may need to re-authenticate. To avoid disruptions, n8n shows a warning in the editor when a credential is about to expire. Once you're comfortable with the basic send and search operations, try another operation like reply or get. For get, you provide a specific message ID. You can copy one from the output of your search operation, and n8n returns the full email content including headers, body, and attachments. If you want to manage labels, set the resource to label and choose operations like create, remove, or get many. This allows you to programmatically organize your inbox, for example, automatically applying a follow-up label to emails from a specific client. After testing individual operations, you can connect the Gmail node to another node by clicking the plus or add node button on its output connector. A common first integration is connecting Gmail's send operation to a Google Sheets node so that every time you send an email via the workflow, the subject, recipient, and timestamp are logged to a spreadsheet. Before turning your workflow loose, it's crucial to test the entire sequence. Save your workflow by clicking the Save icon in the top left, then click Test Workflow. The editor will step through each node in order, showing execution logs and outputs. Watch for errors. A red node means something failed, and you can click it to see the error message. Use this time to correct any typos in recipient addresses, missing attachment paths, or misconfigured search filters. Once every step runs green, save again, and then flip the active toggle at the top of the workflow. From this point, your automation runs on a schedule or trigger, for instance, every 5 minutes or whenever a webhook fires. Monitor the Executions tab in your workflow dashboard to confirm runs are successful over time. To keep your workflows robust, always make use of error handling. In the node settings, you'll find an error tab. Enable continue on fail if you want the workflow to keep running even if the Gmail node can't send an email. You can also combine this with an IF node to route errors to a Slack notification, so you're instantly alerted when something breaks. Another expert trick is to use the execute once button during testing rather than the full workflow test. This lets you run just the Gmail node in isolation and inspect its output without triggering downstream actions. From here, the possibilities expand dramatically. You can build a workflow that watches for new emails matching a keyword like urgent, then automatically creates a task in Todoist, sends an SMS via Twilio, and logs the event in a database. Or build a daily digest that searches for all unread emails from the last 24 hours, summarizes them using an AI node, and emails the summary to you each morning. Each of these starts with exactly what you just did, connecting Gmail to n8n. That single credential becomes your gateway to automating every repetitive email task, saving you hours of manual inbox management. If you ever need a refresher, simply revisit this video or save the workflow template you just created. Your automation foundation is now solid and ready to grow.